The political war in Bengal has escalated. The Election Commission too has issued a notice to Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee over her statement, Gherao Central Armed Police Forces, telling women to do that in case they prevent you from voting or in case there's something that's illegal. The BJP has hit back. Union Home Minister Amit Shah said, is this Didi taking Bengal towards anarchy? The political war over central forces in battleground Bengal has now escalated. The Election Commission too has issued a notice to Mamata Banerjee for her demand for gheroing the central forces on election duty.
অনেক সেন্ট্রাল ফোর্স এসছে, সেন্ট্রাল ফোর্সকে তো আমি তো রেসপেক্ট করি, কিন্তু আমি ওই কমান্ডারদের রেসপেক্ট করি না যিনি বিজেপির হয়ে গিয়ে এলাকায় মা বোনদের পেটান, ভয় দেখান আর গিয়ে বলে ভোট দেনে মাপ যাও। একটাও শুনবেন না।
Days after her explosive allegations against central forces raised political temperatures, Mamata Banerjee was on Friday served a notice by the Election Commission.
অনেক সেন্ট্রাল ফোর্স এসছে, সেন্ট্রাল ফোর্সকে তো আমি তো রেসপেক্ট করি, কিন্তু আমি ওই কমান্ডারদের রেসপেক্ট করি না যিনি বিজেপির হয়ে গিয়ে এলাকায় মা বোনদের পেটান, ভয় দেখান আর গিয়ে বলে ভোট দেনে মাপ যাও। একটাও শুনবেন না।
Referring to her address at Cooch Behar, the Election Commission said the Chief Minister's remark had the potential of creating a rift between the state police and central forces. Union Home Minister Amit Shah snipped at Didi for her remarks on the forces during a rally.
लोगों को अराजकता की ओर ले जा रही, चुनाव को शांतिपूर्ण ढंग से समाप्त नहीं होने देना उनका उद्देश्य है, या फिर हर बार की तरह रेगिंग से चुनाव जीतने का उद्देश्य है.
Even as the poll panel asked her to explain her stand by 11 a.m. on Saturday, Mamata leveled a sensational murder conspiracy charge at a rally in North 24 Parganas, evoking a strong reaction from Shah.
এত টাকা এলো কোত্থেকে? একটা মিটিং এ কত টাকা নেন? আমি এই সব কথা বলার পরে আমি জানি আপনারা আমাকে খুন করবার প্ল্যান করবেন। আমার পাটা চোট করে দিয়েছেন, এবার খুন করার প্ল্যান করবেন। আমার যায় আসে না, আমি যতদিন বাঁচবো আমি বাঘের বাচ্চার মতো লড়বো। এবং যদি কেউ প্রতিবাদ না করে ভয়ে চুপচাপ থাকে, আমি করবই, আমি করব, আমি লড়বো, আমি করব, আমি জিতবো।
तृणमूल कांग्रेस का फ्रस्ट्रेशन उनके व्यवहार से, उनके भाषणों से, उनकी बातचीत से स्पष्ट रूप से दिखाई पड़ता है.
BJP President JP Nadda too launched a blistering attack on the Trinamool Congress chief.
जो हारे हुए खिलाड़ी हैं उनके वक्तव्य हो सकते हैं, ये उनकी बौखलाहट बोल रही है, उनमें जो कड़वाहट है वो निकल करके आ रही है क्योंकि वो चुनाव हार चुकी हैं.
The battle for Bengal has only reached the halfway mark. The charges and the counter charges are only going to intensify till the last vote is cast.
After her repeated attacks against the central forces accusing them of alleged biased behavior, West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee's latest incitement to voters asking them to Gherao central forces has been the last nail in the coffin for the Election Commission. The poll body has accused the Chief Minister of demoralizing the central forces, while the Home Minister has accused her of incitement to anarchy. With camera person Sajid Alam, Polami Saha in Kolkata for India Today.
This is how bitter and personal and intense this war for Bengal is. Joining me on the show is Manojit, Mandal, spokesperson for the Trinamool Congress. Shatorupa is the spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party. And Yashovardhan Azad is former Special Secretary of the Intelligence Bureau. He will give us a police perspective, also whether intelligence inputs have a role to play here. But before I come to my guests, there is another dimension to these elections, and now in Bengal it's Mamata Banerjee also versus Asaduddin Owaisi in battleground Bengal. Asaduddin Owaisi spoke exclusively to India Today. He hit back at Mamata Banerjee, hit out at her charges against him and the AIMIM. He went on to compare Mamata Banerjee to Prime Minister Narendra Modi, saying both of them are actually two sides of the same coin.
An angry new collision in Bengal's already seething political war zone. Newcomer into the battlefield, Hyderabad's Asaduddin Owaisi has opened fire using the heaviest weaponry possible.
In my opinion, there is no difference between Mamata Banerjee and Narendra Modi. They are two sides of one coin. One says that I'm Hindu nationalist, other says I'm a Hindu Brahmin. तो ये हमारा हाल ऐसा है कि इन दो के बीच में हम फंसे हुए हैं.
And all this in an exclusive interview to India Today that has ignited another major eruption right before fourth phase polling in Bengal.
यही तो ममता बनर्जी की सबसे बड़ी क्रास हिपोक्रेसी और अपॉर्चुनिज्म है और इनका ये कम्युनल बिहेवियर है. ममता बनर्जी ने क्या कहा था कि मुसलमान गाय है, कभी लात भी मारती तो कभी दूध भी देती. आप हमको इंसान के तौर पे क्यों नहीं देखते बंगाल के मुसलमानों को? आप उनको जानवर क्यों समझते आप?
Owaisi, whose All India Majlis-e-Ittehadul Muslimin or AIMIM is contesting the Bengal elections for the first time from 6 assembly seats, has been getting angrier with each passing day over Mamata Banerjee's constant taunts, and he didn't hold back in this exclusive interview to me.
अगर वो सच्चाई से लड़े तो हमारा कोई एतराज नहीं है. एनी पॉलिटिकल पार्टी कैन फाइट अगेंस्ट ऑफ एनी पॉलिटिकल पार्टी, लेकिन वो ऐसा नहीं करता है. दे आर द गुड फ्रेंड्स ऑफ बीजेपी, दे आर द ए टीम ऑफ बीजेपी.
बी टीम का मैच फिक्सिंग का इल्जाम लगा रहे हैं. अगर है प्रूफ तो लाइए ना. अगर बीजेपी ने मुझे पैसा दिया है तो मैं वादा कर रहा हूं ममता बनर्जी को कि 99% मैं उनके भतीजे को, जिसको भाईपो को दे दूंगा, 1% अपने लिए रख लूंगा. बताइए कहां है?
The Trinamool has been dismissive of Owaisi, but is aware of the impact his party had in the Bihar elections just last year. Owaisi's politics has for long been seen as beneficial to the BJP since it splits the so-called secular vote while consolidating the Hindu vote. In Bengal, Owaisi blames Mamata for strengthening the BJP.
आपने रिपोर्ट कार्ड में आप ये भी नहीं बता पाते कि हमने ये काम किया. आपने कुछ नहीं किया, उल्टा आपने बीजेपी को यहाँ पर स्ट्रेंथन कर दिया. बीजेपी को आपने बहुत बड़ा ग्राउंड दे दिया. 18 एमपीज उनके जीत गए. अब बीजेपी यहाँ पर पूरा स्टेट जीतना चाहती है. तो ये इनकी बहुत बड़ी, ये इनकी गलतियों की वजह से हो रहा है.
As part of his two-way fire directed at Mamata and the BJP, Owaisi's latest is an attack on this viral image of Modi with a Muslim youth in Bengal, one that sparked this acidic response from the country's Home Minister.
ओवैसी जी की बहुत सारी टिप्पणियों पर मैं तो टिप्पणी नहीं करता. मैं उनको इतना ही कहता हूं, वो भी किसी हिंदू के साथ तस्वीर खींचा ले जरा.
As Owaisi hits the campaign trail for 6 seats, his role in the unfolding saga will be one of the key things to watch for. With Polami Saha in Kolkata, Bureau Report, India Today.
And amidst this, Mamata Banerjee's claim that there is an effort, a plot to neutralize her, to kill her. So this war of words between the BJP and the TMC has escalated ahead of the fourth phase of polls in Bengal. The Election Commission is short of another notice to Mamata Banerjee for her comments on Central Armed Police Forces, where she asks women to Gherao them. Union Home Minister Amit Shah asked if Mamata Banerjee is actually encouraging anarchy. Joining me on India First is Manojit, Mandal, spokesperson of the Trinamool Congress. Shatorupa is the spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party, and Yashovardhan Azad, former Special Secretary, Intelligence Bureau. And Manojit Mandal, if I could begin with you, sir. Mamata Banerjee spoke of a conspiracy. She alleged that the BJP will soon plot to kill her after breaking her leg. On what basis has she said so, sir?
You see, I think she was clearly sort of hit by the goons in Nandigram, and the BJP was defending them like anything. So on the basis of that, it is clearly sort of proven that there is a systematic attack on Mamata, not just during the election for the last 1 year, Gaurav, if you could sort of recollect what was happening during the COVID time, especially by the Home Ministry. I mean, without any consultation, without any notice, central teams were sent to Bengal just to completely marode the constitutional sort of decency, that the health is a state subject, and so on and so forth. We have seen that how systematically we have been targeted.
No,
I think there are reasons to believe.
If there is a plot to kill a sitting chief minister, it's a very grave plot, extremely grave.
What is amply clear?
The chief minister has leveled a very grave allegation against the Bharatiya Janata Party, ma'am.
there is definitely
Gaurav,
a
thank
plot
you
to
for
destroy
having
the
me on the
Bengal
show
government
today.
by hook or crook.
Firstly, if I could request you to ask Manojit to either keep quiet or please lower his mic, because
That
he
is
anyway
no
doesn't
problem.
talk
I
much
don't do
sense.
this. I don't
He
do this.
is
Please,
One by one. Go on, ma'am.
confusing me to
advise
no end,
yourself first.
because you know
One by one.
I am extremely confused with what Manojit and the rest of the Trinamool keep saying. The first Honorable Chief Minister gets hurt, and we see a video of a flurry of activity, and suddenly she's talking to ANI saying that whatever, you know, I don't want to repeat all that. That became the Election Commission's fault.
It doesn't make
And
any
then
sense.
after a
Please
few
try and
days,
make some sense. Whatever you are saying makes some
ask
sense.
either lower his volume, because I don't want
One
to
by
spend my
one.
time retorting to him.
One by one.
Either lower his volume or
You're
ask him to
referring-
keep quiet.
You're referring
And
to
then,
me. That's what I said.
One by one.
And then it is. The next bulletin was that the doctors there were not very sure whether or not there was a fracture. So if at all there was a fracture or not, how we're supposed to send her condolences, we were very confused. And then it turned out that she gave out. She
Oh my God.
had a video message. She said she sent a video message saying that nobody killed me, nobody hit my leg. I hit the leg against the wall, or the door hit again. I don't know. It was extremely
The
confusing.
question of killing, I don't understand.
The question.
Okay.
The question of our mind is that is at all Mamata Banerjee clear in her head? Because we are not very sure exactly what her
Yashovardhan Azad.
mental state. Please let me finish.
Okay.
Please let me finish.
Can
Gaurav,
I
please,
respond?
1
10
second.
seconds. I need
See,
10
I am
seconds.
so
Gaurav, you
confused
can give me
with
10
Mamata Banerjee's
seconds.
state that my
Gaurav,
conversation is
Lastables-
also getting a bit confused. And if Manojit doesn't keep quiet, then you have to lower his volume, because you have to let me speak. Number one. Number two.
One by one. So you've made this point. You've made this point. Let me bring in Yashovardhan Azad. You know, is this just a political point?
This is not
Is-
fair. Either
is
you
this,
keep quiet,
ma'am, ignore him and make your point, because brevity has to be the forte, ma'am. Time is restricted. Yashovardhan Azad, politics apart, when a chief minister makes such a grave allegation, would intelligence agencies have given her an input for her to arrive at such a conclusion? It's a serious charge, or could this just be a political charge just ahead of the 4th phase of polling?
Well, let me say that between these war of words, the truth is absolutely different. In fact, before the election itself, and any election, it is mandated upon the intelligence agencies to do a threadbare survey of the threat perception, which goes on with people like Mamata Banerjee and other political leaders, also from the central government, who are going to campaign over there. Now, Mamata ji also has her own state intelligence, but the facts are, even in Nandigram, that was an accident. That was a rally which was not planned well security-wise, and for that, the security must be blamed. Also, leaders like Mamata negate many times the security protocol, and many leaders do it, not only Mamata Banerjee. But in this case, to attribute a kind of a plot, I think that's going too far. That I will certainly not agree with.
Okay.
But then this election has been so fractious, and there are so many allegations that you understand it is more of a political kind of reaction to
It's a
the
political statement. Manojit Mandal. Okay, and this is where the Union Home Minister Amit Shah asks that, is this perhaps a manifestation of her frustration, of her state of mind, that according to him, that she's losing? The BJP claims they're getting between 63 to 68 in the first 3 phases. Are these diversionary tactics, sir?
Gaurav, you see what is happening on the ground. We are being targeted. One of our candidates was brutally beaten up in front of the CRPF. One person died today who was beaten up on 1st of April in front of the CRPF in Nandigram. Our people were not being allowed to vote by the CRPF. Happening in Falta. In Nandigram, you saw what happened, on your television channels. People are complaining how CRPF was intimidating. But not all of them. We are certainly not blaming the force per se. But there are some people who are taking direct orders from Mr. Amit Shah. And you always talk about CRPF 2011, CRPF 2019. Please now control yourself. And don't send condolences for an injured person.
Of course, ma'am. One by one.
Please.
Because he's
In
constantly
2011, we did not have someone like Amit Shah to remote control CRPF.
Ma'am, I will not let him interrupt you. May I request you not to interrupt him? One by one, ma'am.
Even in 2019, Gaurav, you had a different Home Minister. But after 29, we have all seen, and the person on the other side may not be a supporter of the TMC or any political party, know that how systematically the government institutional, the constitutional bodies are being targeted, are being deliberately destroyed. We have seen how CBI people are fighting with each other. What is ED doing? What is,
well,
all,
sir, you made your point. Now can I get Shatorupa to, let me get Shatorupa to respond. No, Manojit Mandal, when Mamata Banerjee says Gherao CRPF personnel, you know, she's the chief minister of the state. But hold. Now, sir, you made your point. Sir, you made your point. I'll come back to you. Sir, hold on. Sir, let me get Shatorupa to respond without interruption. The TMC allegations, ma'am, are against Central Armed Police Forces personnel, allegation of atrocities on villagers, of harassment of women, and the allegation that the Election Commission, ma'am, is turning a blind eye to TMC's complaints and alleged excesses, whether it's of CRPF, CISF, BSF or ITBP. Shatorupa, please respond.
Yes, Gaurav, thank you so much. That is exactly what I was trying to get at. Trinamool is so well aware that they are losing ground. They have already lost ground. All they have to do is to keep on complaining about anything and everything. They are well on their way to practicing exactly where they started off from. They started off in the opposition. They're going to get back into the opposition. So they are practicing how to get back into the opposition. They are behaving. They are the ruling party in the state as of now. They should behave like a ruling party instead of blaming Tom, Dick and Harry. In this case, this Tom, Dick and Harry happen to be central agencies. So therefore, by default, they are blaming BJP and they're imagining, like I keep on saying this, in Bangla, there is this term called Jujupuri. She is all the time so scared of BJP doing this and BJP doing that. She's got all her spokespersons barking up the tree, saying that BJP is responsible for her foot injury, for any other injury, and the TMC spokesperson was saying something about some candidates being beaten up. Very recently, you know, TV knows, media knows, Rontidev Sengupta, candidate of Howrah South, I think, if I'm not mistaken, he was injured. Yesterday or maybe today, Rudranil, who's the candidate of BJP candidate of Bhawanipur, he was injured. Now, we are not going and shouting that so and so injured. We have directly spoken to the Election Commission. We are directly talking to the Central Force and trying to find out why exactly this is happening. Today morning also, Gaurav,
Mamata Banerjee.
Today morning also, Amit Shah, the Honorable Home Minister, has very categorically said, I will not stop. 1 minute.
She has to stop. I can't compete with her in shouting. I'm sorry.
Please don't.
One by one. Last 30 seconds.
Your people were also there. The Honorable Chief Minister, Honorable Home Minister has very categorically said that he would like the Election Commission to be even more strict. He would like the Central Forces to pull up their socks and
point taken. Uninterrupted, Manojit Mandal, before I bring in Yashovardhan Azad.
Yes.
Manojit Mandal, Mamata Banerjee asking women to Gherao CRPF personnel.
Unimaginable.
Why should a chief minister do that?
Madam, you try to understand this. Gaurav, if you sort of understand Bengali, in her own inimitable swashbuckling style, what Mamata was saying, that if you are intimidated or scared by CAP, go with your cooking tools and try and protest and go for the voting. That's what she has said. In fact, as one, look, madam, you are not hearing. Look, the kind of violent person you are. You are representing a very violent political party. Let me speak. Why are you sort of indulging in this kind of verbal violence? The fact remains that, to be quite frank, when she was speaking in Bangla in her own sort of style, I was reminded of a great movie by Shahid Mirza Nazim Mirza, Mirch Masala. They're basically talking about that. If you are sort of somewhat, the state machinery is attacking you, sort of assaulting you, you have every right to resist with your own cooking tools and utensils. I mean, that's what on the basis of this assumption, Gaurav, look at the ECI. You should notice. On the other hand, things are happening on the ground. Coupons are being distributed in the name of the Prime Minister with the money being, people are being eluded with money. And we have
now this is another
2,000 complaints. Not a single one.
Yashovardhan Azad.
Commission of India.
Yashovardhan Azad.
What does it
The Home Minister says during elections, the Central Armed Police Forces report to the Election Commission. Sir, let me bring in our expert. Let me bring in our security expert. And Yashovardhan Azad merit in the Home Minister saying during elections, the CAPFs, the Central Armed Police Forces, they report to the Election Commission. They are mobilized on the orders not of the MHA, but of the EC. What do you make of Mamata Banerjee's call to women to Gherao CAPF personnel, sir?
Yes, I have a couple of points on this. Just listen me out. See, technically, the Home Minister is absolutely right. What happens is, before the elections, the Election Commission assesses the law and order situation, the entire ground, the paraphernalia which will be used for, conducting the elections in a very fair and square manner and in a peaceful manner. Though I was a little surprised that in a democracy, you have 8-phase elections in a Bengal where there is no extremism, there is no anything like that. However, you see the deployment per se, because it is anything happening with the electioneering activity is under the purview of the Election Commission. There's no doubt, for example. Now, it is very, very wrong to attribute any kind of motive to the central forces because they have no interest in being there. Mind you, BSF, SSB, these are forces which are supposed to guard the border, and they have a very difficult time during the election in terms of accommodation and everything else. So they are not interested, and neither do they benefit by any party winning. Secondly, let me also say, Gaurav, that elections are not won by the police or the central forces. At best, they can be a kind of a nuisance in the sense that they prevent people, they prevent overcrowding, and what the usual situation by the state government is that they can slow down the process. But for that, the Election Commission is there to see on ground whether this is actually happening on ground or not. So, but if you dispute the Election Commission itself, then it's a serious problem that we don't know where to go beyond this.
Okay. So respond, Manojit Mandal, because even in Cooch Behar, when she said that in case CAPFs create disturbances, one group of women should Gherao them, the other group should go and vote. So why not bring out all these illegalities or all the problems that you face, bring them in front of the Election Commission or courts? Why take law in your own hands? The BJP alleges this is a manifestation of the frustration of the TMC because according to the BJP, the election results are not going to be in TMC's favor. That's their claim. That was the Home Minister's claim.
We have made 2,000 complaints to the Election Commission of India. Not a single one has been heeded to. I say it on record. Are we not a political party that should be properly heard by the Election Commission of India? All our complaints have been thrown out of the dustbin. The way she is shouting. That's the simple reason. You know, the Prime Minister goes to Bangladesh, does what he has done. Prime Minister comes here on election days every other day, appeals to the other sides of the people who are voting, and nothing. We have made complaint. Nothing is happening. Nothing. No single complaint has been taken up by the Election Commission of India. What is to be done, Gaurav, in such a situation? And look, even on the basis of assumption, the people have not yet get out the CRPF. Nothing of this sort has happened. Only because of the past experiences when CRPF have indeed scared certain people, intimidated some of our voters. Mamata Banerjee said this, if this happened, you'll have to do this. And on the basis of this assumption, she has been issued the notice. And people on the ground, they're doing, all kinds of things are being said by Dilip Ghosh, Suvendu Adhikari, Mini Pakistan, and so on and so forth. Not a single action has been taken by the Election Commission of India. What do they tell us? We are not
Shatorupa, last 30 seconds, Amit Shah says the TMC was trying to rig elections. The central forces are not letting them rig elections, or words to that effect. Where is the evidence to suggest that there is a rigging that is taking place in these elections, or in this very high stakes election are both sides making baseless allegations, ma'am?
No. As far as this particular thing is concerned, as far as what Amitji said in the morning today, I'll make it very clear. I myself am at the control room in every single phase. Tomorrow also I will be at the control phase. So control room. There it is amply clear the way Trinamool, some places, not everywhere. This has been an extremely peaceful election compared to the previous elections. But there are some places where they're trying to booth jam. They're trying to rig the machine. In fact, you know very well, some Trinamool had a brainwave and disappeared with the EVM machines in their house. I don't know what sort of kala they were trying to play with the EVM machines. This has been happening. They're attempting. So Amitji, the Honorable Home Minister, is not very wrong. He's not very far away. They're trying to do this. So they are being opposed by the...
Well, the Election Commission has now issued a notice Mamata
Yes.
Banerjee has to respond by 11 a.m. tomorrow. The charges
Yes.
are grave, especially the charge that an effort is being made to drive a wedge between the central
Absolutely.
forces and the state forces. So we'll track that story very closely. We'll see what the response is and, of course, the next phase of action. But for the moment, Manojit, Mandal, Yashovardhan Azad and Shatorupa, many thanks for joining me.
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.